Welcome to the realm of science fiction. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content. Enjoy listening. Trevor Hawkins was struggling to adjust to his new home. Life in space was turning out to be far more challenging than he had ever anticipated. As an experienced space scientist, he was no stranger to complex environments. Still, this mission required him to spend an entire month on an alien planet to study the intricacies of space life. To facilitate his work, he was provided with a private capsule-like residence. Unlike Earth homes, this one was minimalistic, comprising only a bedroom and a bathroom. Meals had to be sourced from outside, adding another layer of adjustment to his routine. On his day off, Trevor decided to venture out for a meal. Stepping outside, he carried himself with a confidence born of his uniqueness among the locals. His earthly demeanor set him apart, and he enjoyed the occasional glances that came his way. He entered the first restaurant he saw, took a seat, and placed his order. While waiting, he observed his surroundings. The restaurant was a masterpiece of minimalist design, with floating tables and walls shimmering as if coated in stardust. The ambience was the epitome of space aesthetics. Soon, his meal arrived, brought by a young waitress with an intelligent spark in her lavender-toned features. Her pointed ears gave away her extraterrestrial origin. "Enjoy your meal," she said with a warm smile as she set the plate down. Trevor returned the smile. "Thank you. I'm new here. Actually, I don't even know if this is the best place to eat around here." The waitress paused thoughtfully, resting a finger on her chin. "This place isn't bad, but if you're looking for something truly authentic, I could recommend a few spots." Trevor seized the opportunity to keep the conversation going. "That would be amazing. To be honest, I'm still trying to get used to living here. It can be challenging to adapt to a different planet as a human," he admitted with a slight shrug and a self-assured smile. The waitress seemed intrigued. "What's your name?" she asked, holding her tray lightly. "Trevor Hawkins. I work with the Human Science and Exploration Commission," he replied, emphasizing his title ever so slightly. "And may I ask your name?" "I'm Era," she said simply. Trevor found her name melodious, matching her presence perfectly. As their conversation progressed, Trevor couldn't resist asking for further guidance. "I might need some help getting the hang of life here. Maybe some tips about the local culture, or just ways to make this month a bit easier. If you're not too busy, of course." Era raised an eyebrow, but her curiosity didn't waver. Trevor, sensing a chance, added with a light-hearted tone, "What about grabbing a drink after your shift? Just a casual chat. Fostering peace between humans and aliens, if you will." Era considered the proposal for a moment. While she knew spending time with a human might attract attention, she also found Trevor's earnestness intriguing. "Why not? But we're going to my choice of place," she replied with a playful smile. "Deal," Trevor said, his grin widening. They agreed on a meeting time, and Trevor left the restaurant feeling a mix of excitement and anticipation. Later that evening, Trevor followed Era's directions to the chosen venue. It was a bar with a dim, atmospheric glow, where patrons of various alien species mingled. Some had translucent skin, others seemed to hover weightlessly in the air, and the setting was alive with a vibrant yet calming energy. Era was waiting for him at a corner table, her lavender skin almost luminescent under the golden lights. "Right on time," she said with a smile. Trevor pulled out a chair and sat across from her. "I think I'm going to need that guide you mentioned," he said teasingly. Era chuckled softly and waved over a server to order drinks. As they sipped their beverages, the conversation flowed effortlessly. Trevor spoke about life on Earth and his work with the Human Science and Exploration Commission, while Era shared her perspectives on the local culture and how humans were perceived in this part of the galaxy. What began as a practical attempt to ease his transition to life on the planet turned into a meaningful connection. Trevor found himself drawn to Era's intelligence and wit, while Era was captivated by Trevor's confidence and unique worldview. The evening passed quickly, and when Era suggested it was time to leave, there was a subtle reluctance in her voice. As they stepped outside, a golden rain began to fall, each droplet leaving a phosphorescent trail on the ground. "What is this?" Trevor asked, extending his hand to catch one of the droplets, only for it to evaporate instantly. Era smiled. It's called star rain. It's harmless but incredibly soaking. And, well, it can ruin your clothes if you're not careful. Trevor glanced at the intensifying downpour and made a quick decision. Would you like to come back to my place? You can dry off and clean up. I might not be the best host, but I'll try my best. Era hesitated briefly but nodded. All right, I trust you. Back at Trevor's capsule home, Era took in the minimalistic interior. It's different from human home, but it feels cozy, she remarked. It's just a bedroom and a bathroom, Trevor admitted. But make yourself comfortable. The bathroom's over there. If you hand me your clothes, I can figure out a way to dry them. Era smiled at his hospitality and headed to the bathroom. The warm water soothed her as she showered, though she found the soap unusual, clearly of earthly origin. After her shower, she wrapped herself in a robe and called out, "Trevor, can you come here?" Trevor entered hesitantly. Era held up the soap with a playful expression. "This is so slippery. Did you feel it?" Trevor laughed. "Yeah, I brought it from Earth. I have sensitive skin, so I use special soap. The ones here are different. What do you think?" Era took another sniff of the soap. "It smells amazing. I've never experienced anything like it." Trevor felt the intensity of emotions in Era's gaze, a magnetic pull he couldn't resist. After a moment of silent connection, Era tilted her head slightly, encouraging Trevor to act. He gently took her hand and led her toward the bedroom. The quiet of the room amplified their chemistry, the air thick with unspoken desire. "Maybe we both need to relax a bit," Trevor said, sitting on the bed and patting the space beside him. Era joined him gracefully, and Trevor began massaging her shoulders. Era closed her eyes, letting out a soft sigh as his touch eased away her tension. Then she took her turn, her hands tracing the contours of Trevor's back. "Your body is different, but strong," she observed, her tone filled with genuine curiosity. Hours passed as they bonded, their connection deepening both physically and emotionally. Eventually, they fell asleep in each other's arms, the warmth of their closeness carrying them into a peaceful slumber. Morning sunlight filtered through the curtains, gently waking Era first. She dressed quickly and prepared for work, her movements quiet so as not to disturb Trevor. At the door, she turned back to him with a soft smile. "See you tonight," she said, her voice filled with warmth. Trevor smiled back, watching her leave before heading out to his own responsibilities. Throughout the day, Trevor found himself eagerly anticipating the evening. He sensed Era had something planned, and his intuition didn't fail him. When he returned to their capsule home, Era was waiting by the door, bathed in the golden hues of the setting sun. Yet, there was a visible tension in her expression. "Era, is something wrong?" Trevor asked, concern etched on his face. Era took a deep breath, steadying herself before speaking. "I've been thinking, Trevor. There are questions I can't ignore, and we need to talk." Trevor ushered her inside, their usual comfort replaced by a palpable unease. They sat down, and Era didn't hesitate. "When will you return to Earth?" she asked, her voice trembling slightly. Trevor hesitated, then answered honestly. "In about 3.5 weeks. My assignment here is for 1 month." Tears welled in Era's eyes, and she couldn't hold them back. Trevor moved closer, taking her hand. "Era, please. This isn't as final as it seems. I don't want to leave you. Maybe we can find a way," he said, his voice earnest. Era wiped her tears, her expression a mixture of hope and doubt. "How? Isn't it mandatory for you to return after your mission ends?" she asked. Trevor's determination was unwavering. "If you want me to stay, I'll find a way. I'll fight for us," he promised. Era wanted to believe him, but the uncertainty weighed heavily on her. Despite the lingering doubts, their love gave them strength to face the challenges ahead. Determined to find a solution, Trevor consulted with his colleagues and the Interstellar Human and Cultural Exchange Commission. After a series of intense discussions, he was called to a pivotal meeting. "Trevor," the chairman began, "we've reviewed your case thoroughly. While your return to Earth is non-negotiable, we've come up with an alternative." Opening a file, he continued, "As part of our cultural exchange program, Era could join us on Earth. She would take on a position within the commission, provided she agrees." Trevor's heart raced with hope. "Are you serious? This could work?" he asked, his voice filled with anticipation. The chairman nodded. "Yes, but the decision is ultimately hers. She must consent willingly." Rushing home, Trevor couldn't contain his excitement. Era met him at the door, her curiosity piqued by his radiant energy. "What's going on, Trevor?" she asked with a smile. Taking her hands in his, Trevor shared the news. "The commission has offered you a place in their cultural exchange program. You can come to Earth with me, and we can stay together." Era's eyes widened in surprise, her expression shifting to joy and disbelief. "Really? That's an incredible opportunity. But are you sure this is what you want?" she asked, her voice soft. Trevor's response was immediate. "Without a doubt. I can't imagine leaving you behind. Besides, they need someone like you." After a moment of contemplation, Era nodded. "Okay, I'll do it. Let's go to Earth together." She embraced him tightly, their relief and happiness mingling in the quiet of their home. The following days were filled with preparations. Era bid farewell to her home planet, her heart heavy, yet excited for the journey ahead. Trevor supported her through every step, ensuring she felt ready for the monumental change. "You know," Trevor said one evening, "I can't wait to introduce you to everyone on Earth. They'll be amazed by you." Era laughed softly. "I just hope I don't scare them too much," she joked. When the day of departure arrived, Era took a final look at her planet through the spacecraft's window. "This will always be my home," she said wistfully. Trevor held her hand, his gaze filled with love. "Now you'll have a home wherever we are together," he replied. Upon arriving on Earth, Era's unique appearance turned heads, but the commission welcomed her warmly. She quickly adapted to her new role, her intelligence and kindness winning over her colleagues. Trevor remained by her side, their bond unshakable as they navigated this new chapter. One evening, as they walked home after work, Trevor asked, "Are you happy with this new life?" Era looked at him, her eyes shining with gratitude. "Yes, being here with you feels like the best decision I've ever made," she said. Trevor pulled her close, a smile lighting up his face. "I'm glad. Our story is just beginning." And with that, they continued forward, hand in hand, ready to face whatever the future held together.